Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Oh, now you can hear me?
Yeah, go back to the way it was before.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. How are you? Thanks for coming on. I mean, I literally just notified you a minute ago. I didn't think you were going to
literally just got home. I got home just now, literally.
Oh, good. Literally. Right on. Good job. Oh, so what's going on in the world of watches? Talk to me, baby. I haven't talked to you in a week. Man, I've pretty much been laying in bed for a week myself. So talk to me, baby. Talk my ears off about some watches. Let's go. What do we got going on?
Like they said, I actually have a job that's been kind of keeping me busy, but again, just keeping an eye on Urban Jurgensen prices.
Have they been reacting to the change, to the move?
People are starting to get wise and snatch them up.
Yeah. Put a call out here.
Bill's also being given press credentials by Urban Jurgensen.
How's that? For what? For upcoming
yes,
dealio that's going on? Good. That's good. I love Bill. Nice guy.
Oh, you could do a hell of a lot worse than listening to Bill.
Now what's he doing? He's got one, Urban. Is he looking to pick up some more just with what's going on, or
no? The project watch. The project watch is taking up his time and attention right now.
Yeah, I bet. You know what? That's going to be exciting to look at and talk about. How long till that gets shipped to you? It's in your hand and you're free.
June.
And the luxury to talk about that watch. Because you and I, know which one you're talking about, but everybody else is kind of in the dark and probably has a little anxiety wanting to know what it is. When are you going to share that bad boy with us?
Like I said, go back and look at prior example shows. I mean, Bill was talking about it until we actually started on, Watch Shark Side. So then all the meetings were moved to a private channel.
Hey, so what's going on with let's say the Hulk? Have you checked out Rolex prices lately? I mean, lately, like literally in the last week.
I have not. How about you? I've been hearing a couple. I've been seeing a couple of it. Our prices are about to go down or something. It's a bubble about to burst. I'm like, oh God, that's just like, how do I put it?
No,
clickbait.
Right. But it just blew me away. Look at the price of the that they're asking here for this Hulk.
Not surprised. I am not surprised. Not one bit surprised. So
I'm really surprised. I'm just kind of blown away. How is it up to the price of a damn near Daytona? So it used to be the same as a Batman all the time, right? It was creeping around 18, 19, 21 with the Batman the whole time, wasn't it? That
pretty
at some
much.
point, yeah. Now it just went its own way now.
Well, because since there are a lot fewer of those made every year than that style of the GMT, so it's easier to control that. For the watch used market.
By the way, I sent out a lot of invites. If you've been on the show before, check your inbox. Or if you want to go on the show, let me know in the chat. But I've I've sent out a lot of invites. Carlos, Andy, Stuart. I mean, whoever you guys join up if you want to join the discussion.
The Rizzo. Yeah, Rizzo picked up the Omega World Timer. You know, if it's the one I'm thinking of, actually, I've seen some pictures of that floating around. It's like that's a hell of an attractive little watch.
Yeah, the one it reminds me of the Vacheron with the world map on it, right? Very similar.
Right.
That's the one I think he's talking about. Is that? Do they have more than one world timer?
I'm sure they do. Because Omega puts out multiple iterations of the same complication. So
the only one that comes to mind is the one with the world map on the dial. I think, at least for now, to me.
Right.
I'm looking to see if they have one listed here at European Watch Company. They don't.
Laser titanium, says William Rizzo.
What else? I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to think. I don't know how much news there is really going on right now. I think everyone's just trying to ease lockdown, looking at the news, looking at health statistics, hoping, praying they don't have to, shut down the shop and run back home.
It might cause another watch spike. This other variant could cause more increases in luxury products. What do you think?
It depends on how it ends up.
So let's say we have another shutdown. Well, for one, I don't think everybody would go with it this time. But if we had somewhat of a shutdown, I don't know, a semi-shutdown, you might see the same kind of liquidity issues.
Yep. It's got the 8938 coaxial escapement, says William Rizzo. Yeah. And any modern Omega now with a modern coaxial, that thing is probably, when it comes to timekeeping and accuracy, probably at least the equal of Rolex, of modern Rolex.
Let me see if I can't pull that one up. I do like that world time watch.
Well, it's attractive, assuming it's the one I'm thinking it is.
Yeah, it's this one here. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Let me pull it up here. Share screen. Boom. Right there, huh?
Rich, I'm going to be leaving in 5 minutes.
Okay. This one right here.
I'd say it's probably more of an Aquaterra, isn't it?
What did he say he got?
We're talking about the coaxial one he got. He just said the Omega World Timer, which is kind of generic, but that looks almost like a Aquaterra.
Oh, this is, I don't know. What did you get? This is the one that comes to my mind. I don't know which one you're thinking. It says Seamaster Aquaterra. Is that an oxymoron?
Does it say Aquaterra?
It says both. Yeah, it says Seamaster Aquaterra.
Where does it say Aquaterra on the dial?
Not on the dial, but on the in the description. See, in several of the descriptions here, it says Seamaster Aquaterra. See that?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Okay. Yeah. But every Aquaterra does that. That's my slight quibble about the Aquaterra. Oh, that is lovely. That is just a gorgeous dial.
Mm-hmm. That is amazing.
And also all the levels, and that does a great job at showing all the levels of depth to the dial. You know, the indices and the hands really stick out.
Right.
Yeah.
There's that contrast you like for sure.
Contrast. So what's not liked about that? But
And I think there's a two-tone version as well. That's actually not bad looking right here. This one really, if it comes in focus, kind of sets off as much. It kind of looks like the Vacheron almost. Oh yeah, look how pretty the two-tone is. Let me call that one up here. Isn't that nice?
oh, that yeah. Actually, for two-tone, that is quite. That's a looker.
It looks a lot different than the one we just looked at too. I don't think that had a blue map on the prior version.
No, and they want to do that to differentiate the two. You pay a little bit more. I'm sure if they might have a gold precious metal one that's probably even a nicer dial.
God, this one really does look really pretty here. But you know how Omega does it, man. The premium they charge between their steel and their precious metal, it's just, that's one of the things that people always bark about. You know, Omega, a platinum watch with a strap rather than a platinum bracelet for 85,000. I mean, you know, they go crazy on their precious metal prices. It's just so unreasonable. I don't know if I'd even want to look this price up.
Go ahead.
Oh, look at that. That is sweet, isn't it?
It is. It's a very well thought out dial. And unlike someone else's world timer, who shall remain nameless but horned in shambolic, you can actually tell the time on that one. That one doesn't have teeny tiny little hands. In other words, they emphasized first and foremost the time. That is such a better design than Patek Philippe, in my opinion. What do you think?
Sure. I'm not going to argue with that. I like the yeah, it's pretty perfect. The relief is beautiful, isn't it? It reminds me of an old map.
Well, and it's one of those things I'm thinking, you know, that you could probably get away with that as a one and done.
Mm-hmm. You know, when I was a kid, a watch was all about the international time, having all the cities around it. That was what I played with a lot when I was a kid, looking at all the different cities, time zones, and imagining what it would be like to be there at that time. That was kind of like a little dream. I always played with my watch.
It's almost like playing with a computer. We didn't, you know.
Yeah, we didn't have computers back then, and so, or very, very primitive ones, and yeah, it was kind of like a slide rule, and we did a lot more thinking back then, with our imagination.
God, I remember my uncle. He was always the cool one, but he had Pong, a Pong player, and my God, we patiently stood in line for hours just to watch it and just transfixed, like all the kids.
We had a full-size Pong unit when I was a kid. I want to say that was probably 1980. That's one of my first memories. That Pong game in my backyard patio, actually.
Because I think the Atari 26, of course, it was later called the Atari 2600, but before that it was just called the Atari. That came out in 77. I'm pretty darn sure about that.
So, Rizzo, this one has the 8939. Yours has the 8938. So I'm thinking the difference between that and the 39, which is shown on the screen, is the gold rotor and the gold bridge make it the 8939. Otherwise, it's the same engine. Yeah, congratulations. That's an awesome piece to add. Man, congratulations on getting an Omega, on making the decision to get an Omega, Mr. Rizzo. I'm with you on that one. You know that. I've got 2 Omegas on the books, baby. Snoopy and Ed White. Let's go.
Huh. 2, 3, 5. I think.
What is that, you think?
Omegas.
Oh, you've got 5 Omegas?
I think.
Yeah. You would, though. Having a collection of watches from yesteryear, Omega really checked off a lot of boxes back then. Like a lot of us would
Well,
have
back then,
Omegas, vintage Omegas, right? Yeah, they're all vintage, right?
yep. Yep. And back then, Omega was just better. Just kicked the snot out of Rolex. They made better watches.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in all fairness, when you have I think with both, if you have an old Omega or an old Rolex, they both tend to be working when you find them. But even more so the Rolex. Am I right though? Rolexes usually are working when you find them from an old estate sale or somewhere.
It depends on the reference. Like the old date justs. Those are some of the. Like the of course, the date justs that were non-hacking seconds. Those weren't the most accurate ones, but they were tough. They're still one of the toughest movements around, I think.
Yeah. Hey, Lucien, how you doing?
And that was one of the ones. If you as long as you didn't drop it and pick shit 3 feet high and pick 3 feet beat and leave it there for 20 years, date just and had the crown screwed in. When the pig didn't step on it and break. Okay, I'm really getting too far in the pig thing, but it would work like an AK-47. And that was actually one of the reasons for Rolex and Omega being popular, because they were dependable.
Mm-hmm.
And
especially for the price too.
Right.
The Omegas were never jacked up in the price until recently now.
And I still think the Chronomat, Seamaster is oversized, is still one of the best bargains out there, overlooked. Nice large 42 millimeters. And it's a half-ass chronograph, and it's a half-ass dive watch. It's got all your bases covered, or at least half-ass covered.
Let's see. Underachieving is looking for one of these.
Well, and one of the younger guys, one of the DAs, he's got a Seamaster with a what is it? Crap, not the aluminum bezel, but the ceramic bezel, but before the waves, and he picked that thing up, with an automatic movement. He picked that thing, and the wart, he picked it up dirt cheap, and that thing is giving him nothing but valuable service. And the Seamaster GMT, I'm starting to see those things come out of the woodwork now. Because those things were funky as hell.
It is funky, isn't it?
Yeah. But they weren't always the most popular watch out there.
No. I mean, I like it.
Oh, yeah.
I dig its funkiness.
Yeah. It's not 70s funky, but it's close.
Yeah, what is it?
I think like 90s, if I had to guess.
Something,
Yeah. A little bit more modern, a little bit. Yeah, and you have to admit, though, for a 24-hour hand, yeah, first that is.
The dial's clean as heck, though. It's so legible.
Yep.
Pretty crisp.
Do you know what it also has?
What?
Contrast.
Mm-hmm. I think the bezel here is a make it or break it for a lot of people. You know what's the bezel is definitely retro. That's it. That's what it is. I know we were saying 90s, which is the same thing, but just saying that word retro.
It's almost like retro futuristic. Now,
Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Why are they remaking all the movies instead of making new movies? They ran out of material. These guys can't think of their own shit. You know, it's kind of like. Go ahead. Answer the question that I answered already. That I asked.
Well, because in some of them, it's just like if it's an independent film, you can afford it. You know, if it only costs like maybe a couple $1 million, they can afford to take a guess.
You know, a friend of mine, a Jewish guy, he made his own movie, produced it with his brother. His brother graduated from UCLA Film School, and these guys put together a movie. As a matter of fact, one of my clients ponied up $100,000 in a private placement contract to invest in the movie, and man, I went to it was at a foreign film screening, you know, at a local theater here in Newport Beach and all over the country and stuff. The movie was great, super great movie, but it isn't about the movie being good. It's about the marketing, and I think just the marketing, really. I don't know if there would be anything else. Like it was like such a good movie. I don't know, but nobody would have even ever heard of it.
Well, there's, like I said, like a little independent movie by Mark Duplass. He was like one of the people, I think, on The League, and also back in this is like 2012 with the unknown Aubrey Plaza. It's called Safety Not Guaranteed. It's just good acting, a good storyline. Not, you know, a little bit of special effects, but nothing. Just, you know, nothing. A couple of guys weren't doing on their just, you know, their PCs, and you know, Hollywood will take a chance with something like that. You know, a couple. You know, like what is it? Like $800,000, $1 million, $2 million? Sure. 20, 30, 40? Hold on here, Slick. And again, the only reason why George Lucas could make Star Wars is that the American one, because they were so satisfied with his job with American Gigolo.
American Gigolo, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
I've got that movie poster framed right here behind me. You know, Ralph Malph from Happy Days?
Yes.
He was the main star in my friend's movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Not Potsy, though, huh?
Potsy. There you go. Oh, it is. Wait. The red hair guy. Was that Ralph Malph or Potsy?
That was Ralph Malph.
Yeah, okay, so I got the right guy.
Potsy Weber was the brunette.
Yeah. That's funny. And
then it became the fun after like the first couple. Then it quickly became the fun show, and no one gave a shit about anyone else there.
Look. Let me see. What was the name of that damn movie? I'm trying to think of the name. Oh hell, I'll never remember it.
Is it called It?
Close.
No, then they remade it, and it was called It. Then they remade it again, and I think it was called It.
I'm just Googling in here. It's probably going to come up real quick. No, but you know what? And then this, and then I have another friend of mine who struggled to be an actor, was always in what do you call it? In commercials and stuff like that.
Yep.
And and he never made it. He never made it, but he got rich enough doing other stuff in his life that he's made so much money now that he produced his own movie. He wanted to be an actor so bad he produced his own fucking movie, bro.
Yeah.
And that's this one here. Look, so he produced this movie because he wanted to be an actor so bad. That's him holding the shotgun. That's my friend holding the shotgun right there. And look who he got as a star. He paid Katherine Heigl to be in the movie.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I went and had dinner with him and her and a couple of the other actors, that guy there. And I went out to dinner with Katherine Heigl and him. It was kind of cool. And but it's not a movie she would ever mention because this movie actually broke a record. The worst grossing movie in history.
Wow.
Yeah, is that crazy? My friend's movie's got the record for the worst grossing movie in fucking history, man. The fuck?
Oh,
Crazy.
wow.
Isn't that funny?
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think my other friend has the record for the second worst grossing movie in history, probably.
What's it called? What is okay? I'm trying to figure out what the heck the.
Why are you afraid to travel with your current two-tone root beer? Because you're afraid of the assault factor that someone's going to rob you for it. That's what I would assume. That's what pops into my head, Mr. Watch Collector. I would agree with you. I suppose it depends where you're going. You know, when I travel, when I used to travel for business, I used to stay as close to my destination and everything that I'm doing as possible. So airport, once I'm out of the airport, I'm hanging out with the boys at the club, wherever our convention or whatever is. And I try not to deviate from that so I can put myself in a place where I'm going to get robbed. But I'm not going to lie. When we were in New Orleans, shit, man, I'm wearing my, I forgot what I was wearing. I think I was wearing my bluesy. And I was in New Orleans in some rough areas, man. I'm not going to lie. I was a little nervous with that one.
Nice.
You ever been to New Orleans, Rancher?
No, I have not.
I'm surprised you haven't. I'm really surprised you haven't, because you're almost there, aren't you? How far is that from you?
I got the closest I got was golly, Fort Polk.
So it was just an amazing trip. You know, I went by myself for business. Unfortunately, my family didn't go with me, but I got to go to you know, my the people that I traveled with that hosted us. They really set us up nice so that the trip wasn't wasted. Like we went to a real famous place in New Orleans for dinner, where Abe Lincoln was at for dinner the night before he got shot. We actually dined in the same.
Are you kidding? No. There's no way Lincoln was in New Orleans the day before he got shot.
Okay, maybe it wasn't the night before. But it was close. It was like
He was in okay. No. He was in Richmond, the capital of the former Confederacy, shortly before his assassination.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know, okay. So I don't remember how long they said. Maybe it was a couple of weeks, man. Maybe it was a couple of months, but it wasn't, you know what I mean? It was like he ate there before his death or something. Anyway, that's what they said anyway. It was called what the fuck was it called?
No.
Let me see if I can find it. Antoine's restaurant.
No, he was in New Orleans, but like
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Years before, he almost died there. Actually, that's what they're saying. I was like, "Damn, I've never even heard the story." God. In 1828, and teenage Abraham Lincoln guided a flatboat down the Mississippi River to New Orleans. The venture marked his first visit to a major city and exposed him to the nation's largest slave marketplace. Nearly cost him his life in a nighttime attack in the Louisiana plantation country.
Well, there you go. See,
Then while he was there, he gained the skills to become a vampire hunter.
see that there it is. There's a picture of it right there,
Okay.
and it's just super, super high end, fancy, and you see, it's all old from the Civil War era and stuff.
Yes.
Or and they took us for a tour. Look at we went down into the basement and all that. Went for
era, or was it antebellum?
Went for a tour inside there and everything.
Nice.
And it was like it was a French meal. So there was escargot, and it was what do you call it? Like
snails?
13-course meal or something like that. You know how the French do a 13-course meal or something?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool.
Nice.
But so and that was right before COVID, a couple of years ago. So before all the restrictions and all. So I feel really fortunate to have gotten a chance to see that. Who knows what it's like now and going forward with all the damn restrictions. Nightmare.
Now, I'm pretty sure Abraham Lincoln didn't go to New Orleans right before COVID.
Yeah.
Let's see what's on Hodinky. I hate them, but they do have their fingers on the pulse.
I'm just wondering where all my watches are. How come nobody's calling me and saying, "Hey, Rich buddy, come pick up your watch, man. Even the watch you've done paid for over a year ago." I figure my deposit speaks for itself. I don't want to call and bug the guys. It's like I'm on the list.
Pre-owned picks. 10 watches. 10 pre-owned watches. They'll actually want this holiday season in Hodinky. And of course, the first one is a Royal Oak. I'm like, well, yeah, no shit, really. Okay, GLC Reverso, medium classic, duh. Tudor Black Bay ceramic. Tag Heuer Monaco reedition. Speak Martin Vashelda Deco Limited. No. IWC Schaffenhausen Portuguese chronograph classic. Patek Philippe. Oh, the 5060. Yeah, no shit.
Look, I've never asked you about this watch and how you felt about it. What are your thoughts on this watch here?
Oh, hold on. Good Lord. Even the 5060 has gone up to $41,000.
So a lot of people came down on this watch with the notion that it was gimmicky because of the case back and quote unquote it's gimmicky. Omega's pushing a gimmick on us. Well, I was fine with that notion.
Yes.
Because it kept
the
interest down enough for me to get in on the dang wait list and pay for it before people realized maybe it isn't so gimmicky.
Well, no.
What do you feel about it? You like it, or did you feel it was gimmicky, or do you feel it is gimmicky? Either way, it's okay.
I think it's all right, but
do you like it? Are you into the Snoopy character on it and stuff, or that's like something you wouldn't wear? You wouldn't be caught wearing a Snoopy character.
I'm ambivalent about it, frankly.
Gotcha.
Ambivalent.
Yeah.
Eyes on the stars.
And the people forget that the dial AG925, secret code word for silver dial.
Right. Well, yeah.
And what they do is, so even where it says 50th anniversary and the Snoopy that's in white there, he's in white, but he's in silver. And what they did is they, I think they sandblasted around that, then they applied the blue. I watched a little thing on it. It was pretty interesting
Nice.
to see what they did. And it's got the applied logo, which I totally dig on.
Oh yeah,
The applied logo. I hate it when they don't do an applied logo.
do a painted logo. Yeah. Yep.
And you know what I'm seeing right now that I didn't notice before, or maybe I noticed it, but I forgot that I noticed it, and I'm noticing it again right now, all over again. It's a freaking dot over 90, isn't it?
Yes, it's a blue dot over 90.
A blue dot. Imagine the collectability in that. And I think I mentioned this in a stream prior, that they were able to go dot over 90 because it was a blue bezel, just like you mentioned, because that way people aren't going to be able to interchange this dot over 90 bezel with old ones to try to trick people, right?
Exactly.
So they're safe by going dot over 90 on a blue bezel, which if I was somebody of significance who could insist on demands from Omega in watch production or watch design, I would have insisted that they make the dot over 90 on the red Tokyo 2020 edition bezel too. Why didn't they do it on the red bezel?
Yep. There's no telling. There is no telling.
But at least they did it on my Snoop right here. I mean, that's kind of cool. Dot over 90, you know? And
Right.
and the Ed White, I'm pretty sure, without even looking, I have no doubt that Ed White is a dot over 90. So I'm not even going to check that. It has to be a dot over 90. So I'll have 3 dot over 90 Speedmasters. You've got a beautiful dot over 90. I know you had 2 of them. I don't remember if you sold. I keep forgetting whether you sold one off or not.
No, I only had one of them and I sold it off.
Oh, you sucker. Why'd you do that? God dang it.
I never wore the thing.
Yeah, you were afraid to wear it, which is the position I'm in with mine now. Yep. Especially after I got the certificate and I seen the actual date of production on it.
Yep. I mean, I guess I was thinking, well, maybe I could just get a replica, a really good replica, pay a few hundred, and slip it on there, and slip the original in the bank safe. And I'm like, well, what's the point of even doing that?
What's the point of even doing that? Yeah, no, you know, that's exactly why I offed my steel bezel Daytona.
Yeah.
We talked about that over and over again when I was selling it.
Yep.
Do I just take the money and throw it in Bitcoin, or do I leave it in the Daytona and never wear it and it's just sitting there? What am I going to do with it? And I made the decision to sell it and put it in Bitcoin. And either way, the watch doubled, Bitcoin doubled. I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The watch is a lot more hassle to deal with, to be honest.
Right.
You know, I had to ship the watch, take the chance of it getting lost, yada, yada, all that stuff, you know?
Yes.
I'm looking for that beautiful Omega cert that I got. Seeing if I can find it. All my videos are organized up until 2021. I don't know where the hell everything gets put for this year. It's just weird. It's funny. This Apple's just drives me nuts, you know?
Yeah,
I don't know
exactly.
nothing about Apple. I'm one of them idiot Apple users.
Which computer are you using?
The Mac desk.
The iMac?
There you go. I don't even know what the hell I'm using. It's called an iMac, ain't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the giant iMac.
Nice.
Well, it is nice. It's the only system. Well, I don't know about today, but when I bought this thing, hell, 3 years ago or longer, 4 years ago, it was the only system with viewable 4K.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I wanted the best viewing on the internet and my screen and for photos. That was the reason why I got it. Actually, helped.
If you bought a Windows, if you bought a Windows machine, you would be replacing it by now.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was actually 6 years ago, and I last went to Hawaii, that I bought this because I bought the GoPro 4K camera. We did underwater video and snorkeling and all that stuff in 4K. And I said, I'm going to get one of these 4K Mac Pros or Mac Desks, whatever they're called, iMacs, so I can edit it with iMovie and all that stuff. And, and I got all into it. I did all that stuff. And it beats the hell out of me. If I want to go back and figure out how to view it all and pull all that stuff up, I'll have to learn it all over again,
Right. Well, all right. If you don't mind, I'm going to take my leave and start winding down, or at least, yeah, it's not that long. It seems later.
It's been seeming late because of the time change over here. It gets dark at 5:30 and everybody's tired early, especially myself. I don't know what it's like over there for you guys as far as the light in the day change.
It's dark as
yeah. It makes nice for the morning. We all seem to be getting up nice and early.
Right.
I don't seem to ever sleep, so it doesn't matter to me. But
well, right. You're in the town.
All right. I'll let you go. All right, guys.
Did Hisham bite you on the neck?
Did what?
Did Hisham bite you on the neck?
Oh.
All right.
Yeah. All right, my friends. Take it easy. Nice chatting with you. Hit me up for next time.
Absolutely.
All right. And there's the wonderful Mr. Rancher. Thank you, Rancher, for joining. And I think we're going to cut it off too. 42 minutes. We're good. I should probably go for a lay down. And we'll talk to you guys. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.